We're gonna build a .NET Global tool today and push it out to the NuGet repository pretty quickly. It's gonna be a short one, shouldn't be too difficult. And in the next live stream, we'll take that a bit further. We'll look at system.command line and how we can use that to add commands to our global tool and help screens and various other bits and bobs as well. So let's dig right in and we'll get started. So I'm following this tutorial over here to create a .NET global tool using this tutorial, and we'll start off actually by creating a NuGet package. Now the quickest way to create a NuGet package, I think, is to follow this blog post that turns out I wrote it. So the fastest NuGet package ever published, probably. And if you scroll right down to the end, there is this section down here, and it shows us how we can quickly create our package. And I'll just make a start here. So I already have a GitHub repo. So ligershot.net new UI. And I'm just going to copy and paste some commands. So we'll install a NuGet package. So this is the boxed.templates project template and it contains a project template to create a NuGet package, and we'll run that next. And I've already filled in some commands, but I expect to get an error because there's actually a bug in the .NET new command. It doesn't let you add @ symbols as the first character in any string. So I'm going to have to remove that. I'm just going to I'll put it at the end, and I'll do 2 of them so that I remember to move the @ symbol at the beginning in the content that's created. And then this is the output. So we'll open that solution and we'll also check that in. So git add that, and we should probably make that change as well where we fix the @ symbol. So if we search for find all and just go in and fix this so the @ symbol is at the beginning, and here as well. So these are all markdown files for GitHub, and those are pointing to my username. If we just talk really quickly about the command I passed in, I created a title. So this is gonna go as the assembly product name for our NuGet package. Our description is assembly description for our NuGet package. The author is, I think it's just the assembly author attribute in .NET. There's tags. So a NuGet package has to have tags, an author. A GitHub username is actually an organization name, and the project in our case is .NET New UI. So once we've created that, it's created this solution for us with a bunch of things in it, and it didn't like the name actually, so it wasn't able to create. Oh, I forgot to pass the name argument. That's my fault. We should give it a nice name, and -- name, and we'll call it .NET New UI as the project name. I don't like all lowercase, so maybe I'll go .NET New UI like that. How does that look to you guys? We'll do that, and we'll fire up the solution. Oh, it's created it in a folder. I'll just move that up and open the solution this time with the correct name. Hopefully the solution should load the project this time. Creating a project with spaces in the name is not a great idea. So yeah, it's loaded the project this time. It should build as well. And the project is created is a class library project with a simple class in it, but it's got all of the NuGet content within it. So it's got an icon, a README file that appears in NuGet, and so on and so forth. It's complaining about using directive is unnecessary. Yep, that is. I should probably update the template. Same here. Okay, so we have our project, and I'll quickly do the same find and replace again. And we'll quickly just grab that and put an @ in there. And we'll grab that, put an @ over here, and we can check in. So git add, git commit -m, git push. Do I have push rights to this repo? And it turns out I do. Okay, cool. So if we go back to the repo now, we'll see that we have our nice project README over here with our title. We have an image. We'll need to, this is just the default image. There's some images here, banner, hero, and icon. We'll need to replace those in a moment. We've got our build status, our npm package status. We haven't uploaded the package, so we can't see that yet. We also have a build history and our project description over here, which I'm just going to grab and stick over here in the GitHub description as well. And we'll also add some tags over here. .NET new project template. Oops. Project template. Shall I add the S or the not? Without the S. I think I'll go with the S. Templates. Oops. Oh my god, I can't type. I'll do both. Okay. So we want releases, packages, environments, yep, and we'll hit save. So that's given us a nice description with some tags so people can search for our repo. And if we go to our GitHub Actions, we'll see already that we have certain builds running. So if we look at the build command, we'll see that we have our NuGet package being built in Ubuntu, Windows, and macOS. And we have these two builds ready to push to GitHub, GitHub packages and NuGet packages. So this one will execute. This one won't execute unless we create a release. And let's have a look at those releases right now. So we'll go down to releases, and right now it's created a draft release for us. So right now we have no changes, but once we create some PRs, we'll have some changes and we can deploy this. So if I go in here, edit this draft release and hit publish, it will publish this package over to NuGet as well. So we can see our build history now. We've got 2 builds running, and build status still hasn't updated with these. So the other builds over here, so this is release drafter. This created those release notes I just showed you in the releases area of GitHub. And CodeQL is a security scanning build pipeline that is provided by GitHub. And that just makes sure that we don't have any security vulnerabilities in our code. The next thing we need to do is create some GitHub labels, and the labels will help in categorizing our pull requests, so that when we go to our releases area and look at our draft release, we'll have categorized release notes over here. So I'll explain how that works very soon. So I'm just going to go over here and paste some of this over here, and I'm going to take some of these commands and put some of our repos names and things in here. So :repo gets replaced with .NET new UI. So first of all, I'm going to go to our labels and delete all the labels that are already here, because we're going to create some new ones to replace these, and these will aid in our categorization of our PRs and also help with versioning our content. So let's go and paste that in, and hopefully these will get created for us. So I'm using the GH command. So that's the GitHub CLI. I highly recommend installing that. It makes things like this very easy. So now we have new labels. So we have we can categorize our PRs as a bug, documentation, enhancement, or maintenance. And then these three labels over here will help to create the version number for our NuGet package. So patch, minor, and major version. So whenever we apply a patch version to our PR, it will automatically increment the patch version of our NuGet package. Same with the minor version and the major version. So it's an easy way to version your NuGet package. And if you want to learn more about the versioning, you can go and look at Minver. So this new blog post I wrote, the easiest way to version NuGet packages, and it's using a tool called Minver, which a guy named Adam Ralph has built. Really awesome tool, highly recommended. Do have a look at that. So now that we have our tool, our NuGet package, it's probably time to actually put something in it. But first we need to turn it into a global tool. Initially, we've got a class library over here, and I have a directory build.props file over here with some additional content. We need to turn this into a CLI tool. So we can do that by following this tutorial over here. And if I scroll down, eventually it will show us what we need to put in our project file, in our CS proj file. So I'm just going to paste that in here. So we need to set our output type to an exe. I like to label my property groups and edit them by hand. Just paste those in there. That should be enough. I'm going to give our command a name. So .NET new UI. Don't need a package output path. Pack as tool and tool command name should be enough. So now I should be able to, the aim is we want to create a command that says .NET new -UI as opposed to .NET new. The .NET new command is a built-in command. We want a new UI command. So let's now try to run this thing. So we'll need to add some code as well. So if I scroll back up, initially I'll just add this command, this code over here to our project. I'm just going to rename this to program.cs, and we'll stick our, we can get rid of this comment, and we'll stick our main class, main method in here, and we need to show bot function. If we're going to follow this tutorial, I'll just copy that, paste that in there, and we're using var, so we're going to get some complaints from the linting tools that we have in .NET. And I also want to turn off, so I'm also using an editor config file, and I want to turn off some of the commenting requirements that we have. So I'm going to go in here and go down to, I'm going to search for comment. And I'm going to turn this off to disabled. Once I've done that, this should now build without warning, because we're not going to add comments. And it's still complaining about comments. What is this? CS1591. Okay. I need to change one more analyzer. And I want CS1591. 1591. In actual fact, I think I may have turned on comments. No, I haven't turned them on there. Generate documentation file. So if I remove that, or just comment it out for now, that should remove the need for comments. XML comment analysis is disabled due to project configuration. And I think I can just undo that change I made to the editor config file. Build again. And I don't know why it's complaining. I'm going to open with text editor and edit this by hand really quick. Is it going to allow me to do that? Come on. It's not letting me open the file. Let's just try to open that in Notepad. I'm not sure why it's not letting me edit that in Visual Studio. It's very strange. And we want to turn off SA0001. So this is style cop. I should have just turned this off really. And we're just going to turn that off. If we build now, it should be back to normal, and we have our build. Cool. So we can check in this change, turn into .NET Global Tool. And we still have some SA1600 we also need to disable. Sometimes style cop can be a pain, and maybe I shouldn't have set it up for this particular project, but I did. So we want to turn off SA1600 as well, and now we have a proper project, and we can try to run it now. If I go back to the tutorial, if we try .NET Run, so we'll need to cd into the source directory, ls cd .NET new UI .NET Run. So if we hit .NET Run, what happens? We get bot.say message. If we run .NET Run hello from bot, we say hello from the bot. That's pretty cool. and then finally is also trying to run it without quotes. I'm not sure what will happen then. The same thing. Let's have a look at the code really quick. So we have our args. If the length is 0, we just pass out some help message. Otherwise, we take the args. Oh, we just join the args together with a space, pass it in. Okay, fine. Now that we have the tool, it's talking about packaging the tool. But the next step is to actually run the tool using .NET new UI as a full command rather than .NET run. And the way we can do that is if we scroll down here, we can run this command. But first we need to build our NuGet package. So if I go back to the source, the root level in the directory structure, we can run .NET tool restore. That will restore cake.tool NuGet package. So this is if you haven't come across Cake is a script runner. So this is kind of C# code as a kind of a script, and we're gonna run .NET restore, .NET build, .NET test, .NET pack, all using C# code using the Cake tool. And the way we can do that is very simply, we'll run .NET Cake. And that's Cake is a global tool as well. So .NET tool restore restored that global tool, and .NET Cake is now running it. So you can see it's cleaning the directory, restoring NuGet packages, building, running our tests. We don't have any tests at the moment. So I think we do have one, but it's just newing up the program and saying it's not null, not a very great test. And then finally we pack our NuGet package. So we outputted this nupkeg file over here. And next thing we're going to do is go over here, copy this command, and we'll need our tool path. Not sure what these arguments are all about. So let's see what this says. The tool path parameter tells the .NET CLI to install the tool binaries in the specified location. If the directory doesn't exist, it is created. The directory is not automatically added to the path environment variable. So I don't really want to say where it's installed. I just want to be able to add a particular nupkeg file. So I'm going to try removing that and taking my nupkeg file path and adding that as a source directly. And then, oops. And then I don't know what this thing on the end is. Let's make that a bit longer. Oh, I've lost some of the file path. Oops. Keep executing it by accident. That's not great. Oh, I think it has a new line in it. That's why that keeps happening. So let's remove that new line. There we go. Scroll down, paste that in, and Microsoft.botsay. What is Microsoft.botsay and why do we need that text on the end? Is that the name of the NuGet package? Is that the project folder? Is that the name of the tool command, new UI? What happens if I do that? So .NET tool installed, the package could not be restored, failed to install. This may have been caused by you're attempting to install a preview release and did not use the -version option to specify the version. So let's have a look at this. .NET tool add source. Let's type help and see what we need to do here. So install the tool for the current user. The directory where the tool will be installed. The directory will be created if it doesn't exist. -- version, the version of the tool package to install. Add source, add an additional NuGet package source to use during installation. So we want to use that one. The target framework to install the tool for. Determining whether to include pre-release packages. So we should probably pass pre-release because our NuGet package is a pre-release package. Oops. Wrong thing in my clipboard. Dash pre-release. We'll pass that in. And then the package ID. What is our package ID? Let's see. If I go to properties here, it should tell us. Target OS, assembly name, resources. I think it's .NET New UI with the all caps. Let's try that. No. The file doesn't exist. Hold on. Let's make sure that directory does exist. Artifacts, there's our nupcake file. I'm just gonna rename this really quick to see if we turn it into a non-pre-release package, whether it still works. Oh, of course the version number is in the package as well, so that's not going to help. .NET New, install, package ID, and then options. So they've got their package ID in the beginning. Not sure what that matters. And we also want to install to global, the global .NET repository. The NuGet package ID of the tool to install. You are attempting to install a preview release and did not use -- version option to specify the version. Let's do that. -- version. This guy. Pre-release and version are not supported, so let's remove the pre-release flag. And the tool .NET New UI failed to install. This failure may have been caused by you are attempting to install a preview release and did not use the version option to specify the version. A package by this name was found, but it was not a .NET tool. The required NuGet feed can no, it's not NuGet feed. You mistyped the name of the tool. So yes, this is a mystery, isn't it? Tool command name. Let's go just confirm the package ID. The package product, that's the assembly product. We've got our URL, we've got your repository. Run on build. It's not a console application. Oh, it is a console. It's an exe, so console application. Startup object. Assembly name, default namespace. Nullable. We don't, there's the package ID, assembly name. So what is our assembly name? Our assembly name is .NET New UI. We can change this because we don't necessarily want the same assembly name as what we have. But now that that's confirmed, this should work though. .NET New UI. Let's just confirm the version now. So if we, oh, I totally forgot that the package didn't exist there anymore. Let's confirm the version. And we'll just kind of unzip it and see what version was spat out by NuGet. So it's this version exactly. I'll put that in quotes this time, see if that helps. Nope. So we've confirmed the project, the package ID, the version. We have the path to the package correct. Very odd that I can't seem to run it locally. Let's read this properly. Complete the first tutorial of this series. So in the first tutorial, their project name is Microsoft.botsay in lowercase. CD Microsoft.botsay, blah blah blah. Package the tool. The tool command name is botsay. Yes, and .NET Pack. Okay, that makes sense. And then if we go here now, we'll have the .NUPKeg. So that's the package ID. So that's correct. -- global. Let's try to do what they've done and reorder some of these commands, although the help seems to suggest that we put this package ID here. They've also got -- global at the beginning, so we can remove that and we'll put the package ID on the end there. Still no cheese. The local source doesn't exist. I'm sure that exists. Let's cd into this directory and see if we can simplify our command somewhat. /. So they are using a /nupkeg. Is their file name nupkeg? I think that's what that is. Their file name is nupkeg. Package output path nupkeg. If we do that, what will happen? So if I run .NET cd .NET cake to build the package, running tests, running pack, .NET pack now. Oh, I override the output path in the .NET in the cake script, so I need to go to source .NET new UI .NET pack, and we'll ls that seed and open Explorer and have a look inside that folder. So there's our nupkeg. Oh, okay, so it just wants the folder. Interesting. So if we go back now, we should be able to just give it the artifacts directory where all our nutkegs are output. Is that going to work now? Yes, at last. Here we go. Successfully installed. .NET new UI. You misspelled it. Okay. .NET. Okay, now we don't need this output path anymore, and we can delete the output that was placed there because it's going to add it to our project. And I'm not certain if you're allowed a dash within the tool command name, so that could be why it's failing. If I say .NET new UI, doesn't like it. .NET tool, can I list them? List. No, that hasn't helped. It's already installed, but it's not letting me, it's not listing it. List dash dash global. Okay, now it has it. .NET new UI. .NET new UI. How do I? The command is .NET new UI. What does the documentation say here? Bot say hello from the bot. Oh, you don't need the .NET command? Ooh, interesting. Okay. New UI. So I can just type new UI. Cool. We have our global tool. Let's just see how we uninstall it. And we want to uninstall .NET new UI. Okay, let's try installing it using the tool name as opposed to the product ID, package ID. New UI. No, it didn't like that. So we want our, if we go to NuGet, and have a look here, there's actually an advanced search option where we can look for .NET tools, and we can see what, if we look at Cake tool, this is the package name that you install it with. So it would be really nice if we could install it with new UI. .NET tool install new UI, just how we want to. So if I change package ID to the same new UI, I wonder if this will work. So we'll need to build the project again. .NET Cake, that will output new artifacts. It's cleaned the artifacts directory, running the tests, running the pack command. Okay, now we have our package, and let's install it again, this time using the new UI command, and it worked. So now we can run new UI. Cool. And I'm going to uninstall it now. .NET tool uninstall new UI. And it's uninstalled. So now we have a really nice UX for our tool. So the package ID is going to be the same as the tool name, which I think makes sense from a developer's perspective. I think what Cake has done, their tool name is Cake in lowercase and their package name is cake.tool. So that's good. let's go over here, add that change, add package ID, new UI package ID. So let's now, what did I change here in the stage? Disable comments in the editor config file. I'm gonna create git switch -- create, and we created a .NET bot. And I'm gonna push this. We'll run that, and we'll create a PR over here in our repo. And I'll show you how you can use the labels. So this is an enhancement that we're making. It's not some maintenance job, it's not documentation, it's not a bug, and it's a minor update. So we're going to create that pull request. It's not a patch because we're not fixing a bug. And I'm just going to merge this. As soon as it's merged, I'll go to actions, and you'll see a bunch of builds got kicked off. So this is release draft. I should finish pretty quickly. So if I refresh in any second now, release drafter is green. So if I now go over here, go to releases, we'll see our draft release 0.1.0. Notice I added a patch, a minor label. So it's updated the minor version number here. If I added a patch label, it would have created 0.0.1. And we have our category here, new features. That's because I chose the label enhancement. And there's my PR with a link to it and who created the PR as well. So I should be able to click on this now. And I'm just going to release this to NuGet as a pre-release version. So we'll create a kind of an alpha version. So we'll just do dash what is our version number here? So if we run .NET, just do that, and we'll do 0.1 preview 0.1, and we'll publish that release. Now if we go to actions now, we have a new build. You can see the version number of the build here, and this will release it to NuGet. If we go back to our previous build, this guy over here, this is still working. Eventually when it builds Ubuntu, Windows and Mac OS versions of the NuGet package, it will push those to GitHub packages. If we go to GitHub packages, we should already see we have our package here that we can look at and inspect. That's cool. And if we wait a little longer for this one, if we dive into it, the Ubuntu build is usually faster on GitHub Actions. It's running our cake script. You can see similar nice output for our cake script. It's running .NET Pack right now, publishing the artifacts to the output directory, and Ubuntu is completed. If we go over to Windows, it's still installing .NET Core. I recommend installing .NET Core actually. So if we go look at the workflow file for GitHub Actions, so we're running it on Ubuntu, Windows and Mac OS just for cross platform, making sure that it works cross platform, allowing anyone, you know, on Windows and Mac OS to also contribute. And the first thing we're doing is checking out the code, installing .NET Core. Now if you don't do this, GitHub Actions will go and install the latest version of .NET Core every year when it comes out, and your build will break. So I do recommend installing it. Now this particular one, action over here, it will go and look for a global.json file in the repo, and it will install this version of .NET Core. So that's what that does. Then we run .NET tool restore to restore the cake tool, and then we run cake .NET cake -- target build, so we can run just this build step in cake, just the test step, and just the pack step. Finally, we publish our artifacts, and then we have separate jobs for publishing to GitHub packages and NuGet itself. So that's what that's all about. And if we go back to our build, the Windows build is a bit further along now, so it's running the cake build. Should take a second. We see the output for that, the test. This should be pretty quick because we only have one test and the pack step, which outputs the nupkeg file, all versioned and everything. So we have our version there, all nice and correct. And the Windows version is completed. If we look at the Mac OS version, where are we? We're still on the cake build step. This is gonna take a second, I think. It's thinking about it. Says it's been running for a minute already. Is it lying to us? What's going on? All our other builds have completed. If we go back to the previous one again, this one, you'll see that it published to GitHub packages. There's even a link there to our GitHub packages package. And we have our new name for our package as well, new UI. I don't think you can delete a package. So I don't think we can delete this old one, unfortunately, in GitHub. Package settings, maybe we can, yeah, delete this package. That's the old name that we had, so we can totally get rid of that. So we have just our new UI package in GitHub packages. If we go back to our build, are we any further? 4 minutes is a long time. It's done the build step. Okay, it's test, it's done. Pack is done. Publish artifacts. Oh, I forgot to publish the NuGet. The NuGet secret. Actions. Where's environments? Secrets. Where's the secrets? Secrets. Here we go. Actions. Environment secrets. Repository secrets. New repository secret. And I need a NuGet API key. And I'm just gonna, I forgot what it was called. NuGet API key. We need to paste this secret in. If we go to here, and I'm just gonna use one that I use, and just do that off the screen really quick. So we have our API key now. We should be able to publish to NuGet now. Did I do that in time? Oh, it didn't work because the API key wasn't there, I think. Can we rerun that? .NET NuGet push. Missing value for option API key, yeah. The GitHub push to GitHub packages worked. That's completed. I think we can, there's a new feature in GitHub actions that lets you rerun failed jobs on their own. So that's nice. We don't have to rerun everything. We can just rerun this one job to push to NuGet. Let's see if that works now. Hopefully this should very quickly come through for us. Waiting for a runner to pick up this job. Job is waiting. And if I just go to new UI, this is where we should see our package appear very soon. Come on. Oh, it's doing it. NuGet push. Pushing. Done. If we go back now, we will see a link here, but I think the link is still using our old name. So we'll need to update this to new-UI in our package runner over here. And I think, yeah, that will fix that in future. If we refresh this, we should have our package now. And we didn't get our package. Where did our package go? Where did our package get pushed to? Your package was pushed new UI 0.1.0. Maybe it needs some time. Do I need to log in here to see it? Let me just quickly log in over here using my personal account. And it's asking for a verification code, which I will give it just now. And if I go to my packages now, published packages, I don't see it. Has it? Wait, what has it? Where has it published this package? Unlisted. It's unlisted. Why is it unlisted? That's interesting. This package has semver 2 package version. Package hasn't not been indexed yet. Package icon will become available after this package is indexed. Okay, so it wasn't indexed, so that's why it wasn't appearing yet. We have our README popping in and then disappearing. That looks like a bug in oh, there we go. There's our UI frameworks. We're supporting .NET 6. There's our version, release notes. That's pointing to our repo, project website, resource repository is all working. MIT licensed. It's all looking good. And it's published now. So cool. So I should be able to now, if I go to .NET tool list -- global, I don't have any packages installed. If I install new UI version 0.1.0, I should be able to do new UI, hello. That gives me the .NET bot, and I can now .NET tool uninstall new UI, and we're done. Cool, we have our new UI global tool. Excellent. I think that concludes our live stream today. So we've managed to get a NuGet package created, turned it into a .NET Global tool, and got it published to NuGet as well as GitHub packages with a whole CI system in 55 minutes. So we learned about how to do global tools as well. I think a lot of time was wasted doing that. Well, was it wasted? I don't think it was waste. It was learning. So I misspoke there. And yeah, catch me in the next live stream. We'll have a look at system.command line, how we can make use of that, plug that in, add lots of different commands and flags and help menus and all kinds of things instead of using the kind of hard-coded console.writeline statements we're currently using. So stay tuned for that. It also includes all the Microsoft extensions.hosting stuff. So we'll have like dependency injection and all kinds of other bits and bobs. We'll have a look at that next in the next stream, and I'll see you then. Thank you very much, and end stream.